Chicago's new mayor, Brandon Johnson, just starting his second full day on the job. Yesterday, though, he went and visited a police station, visiting with immigrants who have been bused to Chicago from our southern border with Mexico.
He also went to the visitation for slain Chicago police officer Ariana Preston. But it's what he said at his inauguration about Preston that we wanted to focus on. Johnson compared her recent murder to the police-involved shooting death of an armed teen gang suspect.
The tears of Adam Toledo's parents are made of the same sorrow as the parents of Officer Preston's parents.
24-year-old Officer Preston, who is being laid to rest today, was murdered outside of her South Side home. She had worked a night shift on May the 6th. And that was when she was killed. A 13-year-old Adam Toledo, who was carrying a gun and engaged in a foot chase with a Chicago police officer March 2021. There were no charges filed against the police officer involved in Toledo's death.
And take a look at this tweet. Chicago's 23rd Ward Alderman Silviana Tarbares says, quote, "The Chicago mayor's comments comparing the deaths of a gangbanger and an officer are wrong. A hero fallen is a tragedy. Officer Preston's death marked the end of a short but beautiful life of service and sacrifice. If we truly value her gift, we see there is no comparison." Let's talk more about that and welcome in the wife, the widow of retired sergeant from St. Louis, the St. Louis Metro Police Department, Captain David Dorn. This is Ann Dorn, and she lost her husband David during the June 2020 riots after the death of George Floyd in St. Louis. The riots were in St. Louis. Great to have you with us, Mrs. Dorn.
Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
And we really appreciate you being here with us on National Law Enforcement Week. You've been such a brave and powerful advocate for your late husband, and you believe the Defund the Police movement contributed to his death because law enforcement could not do their jobs at that time. What do you have to say when you hear Chicago's new mayor compare a police officer's murder with the death of an armed teenager?
I agree. There's no comparison with this. She was on her way home. She was at her own home. She was off duty. And, she was brutally gunned down. The young 13-year-old man, I do feel sorry for his parents. There is sorrow there. But again, why is this young man out at 2 o'clock in the morning, armed, running from the police and shooting that gun? A lot of questions need to be answered in that community. But there is no comparison to a 13-year-old gang member on the streets and an officer just trying to go home or go to the gym or wherever she was heading out. Just no comparison of an innocent life taken like hers was.
We also saw President Biden hold that Medal of Valor ceremony at the White House today, honoring law enforcement, which is great to see. Those first responders certainly deserved the recognition today, but I wonder if it rings hollow for you. We also have a tweet here I want to display from Texas Congressman Troy Nehls asking in a tweet why squad members Cori Bush and Rashida Tlaib just voted against a simple resolution to honor law enforcement during National Police Week. So, President Biden will hold this ceremony at the White House, but he'll never condemn the squad for their anti-police rhetoric.
No, he won't. And, for some reason, Cori Bush believes that police aren't necessary in the city of St. Louis, yet she spends $700,000 on private security for herself. She just doesn't believe that the police are necessary in the city when there's countless victims and people being brutalized on a daily basis in the city of St. Louis. So why he won't condemn them, I don't know.
And give us an update for you, Ann. What are you? I know you're still working to honor your late husband's life. What can we do as civilians to honor police and retired police officers even during this week and really every week? We should be doing it every week. Let's be honest.
Just say thank you. Thank them for their service. That's just a simple thank you. Walk by, place your hand on their arm and just say thank you. Thank you for their service. Thank them just for the job they're doing. If you have the extra money, maybe buy some cookies from the grocery store and drop them off at a station. If you have an extra bit, maybe buy a couple gift cards for a cup of coffee at a gas station or something somewhere and give that to an officer just to say thank you. It doesn't have to be anything but just the simple words, really.
Thank you for spending some time with us, Ann. We really appreciate it. Great to see you.
Thank you so much.
Ann Dorn for us, the widow of late Lieutenant David Dorn, who died in St. Louis during the George Floyd riots.